Hello and welcome to this week's Q&A. This is the final Q&A of the year. So if you can hear me, feel free to let me know in the comments below just to let me know. So this one's going to be a little bit different than I normally do. First off, you might notice I'm a lot earlier than I normally am. I'm going to be doing an extra half an hour or so extra today because it's going to be a little bit of a long one because it's the final one and I won't be doing one next week. I'll be returning in the new year with the live Q&As. We've also done something a little bit different today, a bit like with the Disney Plus Day stream. This one is completely open to subscribers, so you can all ask questions. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to answer everybody's questions because it depends on how many we've got. But we have got some advanced questions in advance for the Patreon and YouTube channel members, which you can become, and it helps support the channel, helps keep the lights on, keep things moving along, helps to support everything. So we'll be doing them first, and I'll be jumping in and out of the live questions as well. And if you've got any comments or anything like that, feel free to drop them in. So I can see there, Stacey says that she can hear me, so that's great. So that's how it's going to work. You can also use the super chat function as well if you wish to support the channel and pop your questions in there as well. Loads of questions in there. I can see a few people already live in here. So we've got Stacey, Nahal, I've seen Stephen, T-Day. We've also got Isaac, Tyler, Disney guys. So there we go. So that is all of sort of you guys in the live chat. We've got people in here. Like I said, I'm a little bit early, but I figured I was ready. So let's jump into it. So let's start off with some of the pre-done questions in advance. As I said, this will be, if you've got any questions, feel free to pop them in. As you can see, we've got a few people joining in since. So that's great. Okay, so let's start off with the questions. I'm going to start off with the one that's the kind of the title one for today. And this came from Caleb. He said, what are your pros and cons of Disney Plus in 2021? What do you see improved for 2022? Since this is the last live Q&A of the year, I wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And that's to you and to everyone. Thank you very much for all of your support. Thank you very much for watching. All makes a massive difference. And that's why I thought for this Christmas one, let's open it up to everyone. So let's jump into some pros and cons. You see, I've even used a little, the screen new option that we had added this past week. So these are my pros. And if you've got any pros or cons, feel free to let me know in the live chat. I'll jump into them once I'm finished answering the question. So these are my pros for this for like 2021. So first off, there's been a lot more original content. We've had, we've had like 5 Marvel series. We've had the Amazing Loki. We've had WandaVision. We've got Hawkeye right now. So I think that's been great. I think the Marvel series have really helped kind of continue on. We've also had lots of Disney great shows like The Big Shot, The Mysterious Benedict Society. The movie side has been a little bit lacking for me. It's not been I don't think it was as good as last year's movies. We didn't get quite as many. But I think the good thing is this year, the theatrical releases started kicking back in at the end of the year. So we had things like Jungle Cruise and Shang-Chi, Black Widow, those kind of adding in really kind of made a big difference. I think a lot more originals was important. We also got some more library content. So every single week we were getting new library content moving forward. So we've got more on Disney Plus than we did this time last year, which is great. They've also been experimenting with the schedule, and that comes on a couple of different ways. They've moved up now to having 2 release days, which is what I put there as the next one. Then, we've got Wednesdays and Fridays, so they're spreading out. They might even be spreading out a little bit more next year as well. Also, experimenting with a release with like the 45-day theatrical window, the 30-day theatrical window for Encanto. We've seen same day and date for stuff with Premier Access, so more experimentation. We've seen National Geographic trying out different things of putting on batches, new episodes, or trying something different with the 80s show at the end of in 2 weeks' time. That's going to be a little bit different. The Disney Channel have been experimenting with their release schedule. Under Wraps was a week later. Christmas again was a week. Spin was much later. So they've been experimenting around a little bit. And also we had the IMAX one. So let's just see if what we've got here was if we got any of the pros. Let's see here. Nothing quite coming in there on that one. So let's jump now into my cons of 2021. So the library editions have been pretty slow. I would have liked to have a lot more than we would have had. I do feel like, especially in the United States, they've been really slow to put them in. I mean, there's just hardly been anything going on. I mean, you only have to look at like January's list for the US. Now, obviously, here in the UK, it's been a little bit different with the Star update. So we do get a lot more stuff on there. So that is really helping to it. But I think like the Disney Channel stuff and the stuff that could be added to Disney Plus in the United States has just been really, really slow. So that's been a bit disappointing. The US restrictions, I put that down as just like not really utilizing that TV 14. I mean, they did it for the Beatles. I think they really need to add a lot more stuff like for mature people to keep people going. Definitely think they need more. They just need stuff for adults, stuff you better sit there and watch. Like last night we watched the Wonder Years, and it's like this is a show about a 12-year-old. This is about a family and a 12-year-old. That would be perfect Disney Plus content. So I do think that they need to raise that up a little bit. The Star Original schedules, it's very frustrating to see Star Originals kind of being jumped around all over the place, different countries getting different things at different dates. Then we're not getting them on pace with the US. Why was Big Sky held back rather than getting it at the same pace as the US? Why are we not getting things at the same rate as like Hulu? So those are my cons of the year. And just not enough updates. I don't think really Disney Plus, I mean, they've been making little tweaks and stuff, but it doesn't really feel like it looks that much different than it did a year ago. So that's definitely, I think, for my like pros and cons. But let's see if we've got any pros and cons in the live chat here. So here we go. So Grant said one of the cons was when a movie or show says continue watching, even after you finish it on the computer. Yes, it is. What's really bad is when you're into the credits, so you only get like a 30-second left. That would make a massive difference if you could remove that. That would be so cool to get that one gone. Pro here from Baba Trolling. He says that his con is Hulu. So that says my pro is Star and con is Hulu. Yeah, I mean Star has been great. Gaming Rubik Liam, he says the 1 year is great. So that's been a fantastic one. So that one is great. Oh, thank you very much for that super chat, Lady Jennifer Snow. Thank you so much for your support. Wow, you really that's fantastic. Thank you so much for your support. So do you think that Disney will utilize the Fox library better in 2022? I hope you and your family have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And that same goes to you and to everybody watching. Hope you all have a fantastic Christmas and New Year. I can't believe it's like under a week away now. So I think that they are really going to have to ramp up. I think now that they've got access to HBO's things like West Side Story and Free Guy, so we are going to see a lot more stuff driving in the US. I would love them to go in and really raid the old movies. I mean, they don't seem to be utilizing the movies at all very well. I would love them to go in and do that much more. And just raid Hulu a little bit. But that's in the US. I mean, internationally, it's not so bad. But I'd love to see them. I mean, it feels like here in the UK, I mean, we're getting so much stuff coming in from 20th century and stuff. But I definitely would feel like that we definitely need to utilize it. It makes sense. I mean, they didn't spend all that money not to do it. I mean, but again, thank you so much for that. That is an amazing donation. Thank you so much. Jose said his Pro Star was Star 45-day window and IMAX. I think they're great. That's a very good one. Jose also said, my con is Premier Access. See, I don't know if Premier Access was a con. I kind of put that I actually enjoyed that with Black Widow. And see, like if I could have done Spider-Man this week at home rather than going to the cinema, like traipsing down to the cinema at like 9 o'clock in the morning, I would have just paid it and done it. I really would have. But yeah, so I really would have liked to seen that on there. Isaac said that my pro is Disney is making 4 seasons of the Bad Batch, Cody series, and the Mandalorians. Yeah, they're definitely doing a lot of stuff. They're doing so much stuff. Right, let's see what else we've got here. So I'm going to jump back into the questions that were done in advance. Like I said, so we do these first. So Gavin said, what do you think of the chances of more content being shared between Disney Plus and Hulu next year? They could share some TV 14 shows such as 911 and Grey's Anatomy. I don't know if they're going to do 911 and Grey's Anatomy. That might be a little bit too much. I would imagine more of the ABC shows I think they're going to start. Well, I think they're going to have a lot of a reaction to what they've put out for January. I would imagine that they're going to start using the ABC content a lot more. Gavin also said, do you think that Disney will buy out the remaining contacts for its international shows? I think they're just going to let them expire. I can't see them buying them out. I think they'll just let anything expire. Elliot says, do you know when the contracts are going to expire and content will be moving to a different platform? I think you said last week that Netflix will be removing loads of content. We don't tend to know too much about the contracts. What they tend to do is they put out an announcement when they sign the contract, but they always just say, well, something like a multi-year deal, or that it's so we never have the exact contract. So we never really know exactly. Normally what tends to happen is when things start removing, like on Netflix, when we got into like 30 days, it was getting a little warning telling you, which they do, which Disney doesn't do. So that's how we know that things are going to be moving. But a lot of it is just literally going into the contracts and having a look that way. That's definitely generally the way most of that one works. And again, thank you so much for all of you for being members. It really does make a massive difference. Aero G said, with so many ESPN 30 for 30 docs coming or already on Disney Plus in the UK internationally, could you see them creating a better section? I think eventually that we're going to end up with like an ESPN brand banner in Disney Plus, at least internationally, because I know a lot of people in the US and stuff. I mean, here, if I go into the where would it be? I think it's in search. I go into the sports documentaries. I mean, this is only like, we've got tons coming into place in January. There's loads of them coming onto the UK, at least twice as many as this. I mean, there's going to be more ESPN documentaries on Disney Plus here in the UK than there are actually like Star Wars content. So I definitely think we're going to get some of that coming in. Aero also asks, when do you think the Disney Plus will do the update following the FX news about branding? I personally think that if I was going to be doing it, I'd be thinking like February. Get the year of Star, and then when Star's been around a year, and then maybe like announce it in February, like Star's been here a year, and now we're going to expand it even more, that kind of thing. So that would be how I would do it. Aero also says, notice for Hulu Originals, they're getting a Hulu logo above the title. Could you see that happening with Star Originals? Well, we get that already on Star. So like here, you can see here, just to find. So if I go into Star, so you do get the little logo on Disney Plus on the Star on the Originals. I can't see the Originals on there now. There we go. Go into the Originals. You can see you do get a little Star logo. They're very, very light, and there's not really a lot to it. But I don't know if they're going to bother with Hulu. I mean, why? Well, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to use it as a branding for Hulu. But yeah, so that's definitely how I think that will work. Gavin also said, with the Resident show now being exclusive to Disney Plus in the UK, do you think that more shows will be brought back for Sky, like 911? I think it's more about when those contracts expire than actually buying them back. I think that's how it works with that one. Aero also asked another question about the Resident. Do you think some shows might have changed or make it more of a transition of? I think it's just as these shows expire. I think that's how it's going to work out. Let's jump into the live chat, see what we've got going on in there, because we've got loads of comments coming in. So Joe said, what are you most excited for that's on the UK list for January? Hitmonkey is one that I'm looking forward to, definitely. Also looking forward to watching Queens. Definitely now considering I've watched the first 3 episodes of The Wonder Years, so that'd be cool to watch that. Book of Boba Fett looks great. I'm happy to watch Eternals again and give that one a whirl. There wasn't as much on the January list as I was hoping. There wasn't any really big movies and stuff, but those are ones I think will definitely keep me going. TD asks, Sky is partly owned by Disney. No, that is not. Disney, when they were trying to buy Comcast, there was a kind of a bidding war going on, and Comcast won the right to buy Sky, and I think it was part of the deal, really. So yeah, Disney doesn't own part of Sky. We've got quite a few questions in here. Nahal said he loves Disney. That's good. Oh, I mean, we all love Disney. That's cool. So Stacy says hi. We got Steven says, do you know when How I Met Your Father is coming to Disney Plus in the UK, as it's coming to who? I did ask when I got sent the information. I have requested it. They have said they don't have a date at the time, and it will be at some point, maybe this spring. It's not going to be exactly the time. They might announce it later, but at the minute I have asked, and they've not given me a set date. I mean, February it will be the first. What titles would you like to see join the Star lineup to celebrate the occasion? Just more. Just give us more. Just give us more stuff. I don't necessarily think of anything in particular off the top of my head. Just kept more of the stuff on there. I mean, How I Met Your Father would be a good addition. Could you see Hotstar launching on Disney Plus in different countries? Yes, I think this is coming at some point. They will be bringing in Hotstar content into the UK and into Canada, and then I suspect it will start rolling out everywhere else at some point. Maybe not in Latin America. I don't know. Do you think Disney Plus will get a refresh for 2022? I think the only way we're going to get a refresh is if they kind of branch out this Star brand a bit and start putting in like FX, ESPN, 20th Century. Because I mean, this Star brand is just so overstuffed. It's hard to say that, you know, we've got a problem now with Disney Plus where there's too much stuff in one area where, you know, most places aren't having that problem. Let's see what else here. Are you looking forward to Boba Fett and Wonder Years? Definitely. Luckily, I've seen a few episodes of the Wonder Years on Friday night. Can't wait to watch Book of Boba Fett. And that's going to give us right through January. Can you see the classic Wonder Years series being added? They've got it on Hulu, so there's no reason they couldn't do it. Let's see here. We have got a question from T-Day. If you were to compare 2019 to 2022, 2021 to each other, what would have been the best year for Disney Plus in terms of growth of content? I definitely feel 2021 was the best year for growth of content. I feel we got a lot more. We were getting stuff more regularly. We seem to be getting stuff like nearly every single week. I think the shift in having, I mean, we had multiple drama series, whereas in 2020 we didn't have as many. So definitely feel we got a good one. I feel it was only really the movies. I think the television really ramped up. So that's that one there. Let's see here what else we've got. Tyler said, did you watch Sony and Marvel Studios? Yes, I did watch Spider-Man No Way Home. Watched that one on Wednesday morning. Went to the cinema just after Hawkeye. So that was cool. Ian says, when will the Big Bear house and where will Big Bear and his big blue house come to? They haven't set a date, just 2022, and that was only the active. Was it? So, AD said, do you work for Disney Plus 8 and 6? No, I don't work for Disney Plus. No, I am completely. I am a just fan and just does this. Jose put, when will Sony put films on Disney Plus? That's only going to happen in the US. It's not going to happen around the world. They said that it could start from June. They've really not really been doing it. I was expecting them to put the Spider-Man movies on there before No Way Home came out. I mean, I thought that would have been a given, but maybe as we go into 2022, things will start easing out a little bit when some of the contracts run out. Isaac said, I hope Disney will officially... we've did that one. Let's see what else we've got here. Ian, when Disney guy said, it seems that 2022, the voice of the Funkland stream said something. Yeah, that was in reference to that one. Sean said, will Spider-Man No Way Home eventually go to Disney Plus, or will it go onto a different streaming service after its theatrical release? And if so, right, so Spider-Man No Way Home I think it will go to Stars first, and then I think it will go. So in 2 weeks' time, a new contract comes into place with all of Sony's movies. So Morbius will be under this new system, where it will go to Netflix after it's been out theatrically and then on home video and all the rest of it, and to rent. So it'll go to Netflix for its pay 1 window, and then pay 2 window. Disney can either put it on Hulu or Disney Plus. And that's going to be a multi-year deal from 2022. So Morbius will come under it. All the new Spider-Man movies will come under that. So it's a lot easier for those ones. In the contract, it did state that there will be access to library content, including Spider-Man films. So Spider-Man No Way Home will probably have to go right through pay 1 window and maybe at least 2 I would imagine at least 2 years to 3 years before it could hit Disney Plus in the US. The older Spider-Man movies probably, they could be, I don't know, whatever the deal they've got in place, but definitely going to be going forward. Ian said, awesome. Is it for the UK one or the American version? Not 100% sure. I think it's just the US for the Sony stuff. Nikita said, anyone here finish Only Murders in the Building? I stopped halfway. Did they stick the landing? It was an amazing series. I loved it. One of the best series of the year. I absolutely loved that one. T-Day went on to say that Only Murders is amazing. Season 2 is coming in. Disney Guy 96 said he liked the show and can't wait for season 2. Definitely. As well, I said Disney Channel needs some variety, some classic cartoons. I think the trouble is with Disney Channel is it's more about the modern stuff. It's less about putting cartoons and stuff on there, which is strange because I know, like, whenever I would go to Disney, I'd always like to see things like that one. AJ said we need Fillmore and Dave the Barbarian. Yeah, just more of this stuff, definitely. T-Day said 20th century classics needed. Yeah, they really need to pull in some of those classic stuff. Aaron said, I'm about 3 minutes behind. Are there any new basketball movies coming onto Disney Plus? Okay, so I think we got Rise is one that's coming on. That's going to be a brand new one. They're also doing one with, I think, Greek Freak. That's going to be one. I don't think that's going to be coming in 2020. We got Sneakerella. But I don't know if that's to do with basketball. You've also got Chan Can Dunk, but that might be coming in 2023. And I think there's another basketball. There's actually quite a few basketball movies in development right now to be coming. So there is quite a few ones coming in. Content, come on, Bob Chapek. Yeah, definitely get some more content out of him. So Nikita said, thanks. I should probably watch them. I heard Love Victor and Solar Opposites were both good. I know, yeah, both. Yeah, I don't think James has watched Solar Opposites, but Love Victor was a really good series. I definitely recommend checking that one out. Ian said, when will all the Fox content? It's going to depend on a case-by-case basis. Every kind of title has got its own little special thing. So that's moving on there. Rogue said the Disney Plus Day UI was great with the big banners and the coming soon, and that's all. Yeah, I don't know why that all missed it. You know, they launched all, they got it all in there, and then it's gone already. I mean, I just like the fact of them like breaking up the blocks of rectangles. Nikita said, when is the Night House coming to Disney Plus in Canada? I love Spielberg's West Side Story. Saw it twice and seen it. I'm looking forward to watching West Side Story. I'm going to watch it when it comes on to Disney Plus next year. I wasn't too bothered about seeing it in the cinema, but I will watch it. The Night House is a really good movie. I don't tend to like horror movies, but I did watch that one when it came on in the UK. There seems to be something going on with some of the US with the Canada releases, because they got Ron's Gone Wrong and they got Free Guy, but they've skipped a couple. So I don't know what's going on there with Canada with those movies. So that's definitely an issue. Okay, so Hector said, talk about the benefits of video on demand over live TV for Disney programming. Okay. I actually think that they both serve a different audience. I mean, live TV, you know, there's still people paying for it. There's still people watching it. I still think there's a market for live television. So I don't think they should completely just drop out completely. I don't think that was the right move, especially in the US. I think the benefits of video on demand, especially for Disney programming, more so from the kids' point of view, kids are much more used to watching things on demand. They're much more, that's what they've grown up with. You know, oldies like myself, we grew up on normal television, so therefore we were used to scheduling, and that's kind of what we're used to. Kids now are just used to that video on demand. So it makes sense. You know, why make them wait till 8 o'clock to watch a movie or a show when they can just watch it whenever they want? As far as like the other programming, we can all watch it on our schedules. You know, me and my wife, we'll finish work, we've done the dishes, we sit there, and then that's when we start going through some of the things. So yeah, that's definitely one for me. Right, let's just jump back now into some of the pre-done questions from our Patreon and YouTube channel members. Okay, so Connor said Sony with a chance and Dog with a Blog showed up this month. Now a popular Playhouse Disney show arrives in January in the Higgletown Heroes. Do you think this could be a trend for the UK? I think Tailspin is arriving as well. I hope so. I mean, there's so much stuff in the UK which didn't make any sense why they didn't put it in there. A lot of stuff from Disney Life that didn't make it. I mean, hopefully now they maybe realize that they've done it and are slowly adding them in. Why they don't just do it at once? I mean, this stuff seems a bit silly. Josh, she said, what do you think of Disney looking to develop and reboot the new Zorro? Okay, give it a go. I'll give it a go when it comes out. I've not really got any expectations. I mean, I remember for me, Zorro was always the Antonio Banderas movies. I don't really remember the original series from the 50s. So yeah, I'll give it a go. I mean, why not? Makes sense. Joshua said, has there been any news of whether the Marvel shows will be 6 episodes per series or likely to be more than this? It's going to be a case-by-case basis. I believe She-Hulk will be more, be a bit more like WandaVision. whereas like the other ones will be shorter. I think they're just taking it on a case by case. I think 6 episodes per series is a nice standard. I don't think there's anything wrong with that one. Okay, let's see what else we've got. T-Day said, when do you think Disney will reach its peak content levels? Well, Bob Chapek has said that all the production will be kicking in by the end of 2022. Everything should be in full motion. I imagine when we get into 2023, actually, when we get into 2023 and the HBO deal is done and that's out the way, and then really in the US, I think when you get 2024, when Hulu's contract with Comcast gets sorted out, that's going to be the big one. Right, let's jump in. We've got loads of questions here. My VCR still works. Said, where is Disney Plus launching next? They have not announced anywhere where it's going to be coming next. There is a investors. I'm trying to think when we got the next investors call. The next one is probably like February, and then we're going to have the annual general meeting in March. So I suspect there'll be a lot of news coming out after. I mean, it makes sense that it'll just wait until after Christmas and stuff now. Rogue says, do you think Premier Access will come back in 2022? It could do for March. Right. With the success of Spider-Man this week, I'm very much in lieu of, I cannot see Marvel doing. I don't think Marvel movies need Premier Access. I think we're very much past Premier Access for that one. I personally feel like Premier Access, I think they seem to have got this thing now with this 45 days where it gives them the best of everything. Personally, I wouldn't mind it, but I think they need to do it a little bit cheaper. I think $30 is a little bit pricey for that one there. Grant says, how come Make My Music isn't on Disney Plus? It's the only one from the animated canon we don't have. I think they've only just recently released that one on like Blu-ray, so I don't know why they haven't got that one on there. I'm just going to. I think I've got it on Blu-ray and stuff. So yeah, just checking. It's not on the UK one either. I don't know why they haven't got it. It just makes no sense at all. Jeanette says, what about the live-action Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie? It's coming in 2022. We do know that. No date or anything. I think it's coming in springtime. Looking forward to it. I wouldn't expect we'll see any clips or anything like that until probably maybe a month or two away from it. There's no need for them to do it too early. Nikita, I think out of the two, I think Lightyear will stand out the most. So I don't know what the first question was on that one. So here we go. AD asks, can we see films like First Blood, Terminator to come to Disney Plus since Paddington is coming to streaming service? It might be I would imagine it's more about Disney have gone out to different studios and getting stuff suitable for Disney Plus and films that they can to kind of do the quota. So they might have got some more stuff from Studio Canal, but this Paddington stuff coming in at the end of next week is going to be a little bit different. Grant said, personally, do you think Sneakerella looks good? People are being really mean to it. I mean, honestly, from my point of view, it's not a movie I'm really looking forward to. If it never came out or I never saw it, I'm not worried about it. It's not my kind of movie. I think people are being mean to it because it's a reboot of Cinderella. They've swapped the roles. And that automatically puts people off. And it's a Disney Channel original movie, basically. I mean, there's no reason for that one there not to do it. Jeanette says, Wiki says 8th of April. I don't think they gave a date out. I don't think they gave out a date, but it is coming in. And you always remember with Wiki that it can be edited by anybody. Ryan says Locksmith Disney could purchase maybe. I think they probably could do. I don't think they're really in a need that they need to. Let's see some of the other questions. So Grant said it was originally Sneaker. Originally they did announce it for the Disney Plus, and then they kind of got discussed that it was going to be a Disney Channel, but it is made by the Disney Channel. As far as I'm aware, it's always been a Disney Plus. I know when I spoke with, I did an interview back in the summer with some of the songwriters. They were still calling it a Disney Plus original. Ryan said, could Disney buy it? The people are behind. They probably would do, but I don't see why they would need to, because, I mean, they've only done like one movie, and I think she's connected to something else. Stuart, when is Grey's Anatomy season 17 coming to Disney Plus? It's available in other countries. You got to remember the Sky deal. Let me have a look. Now TV, Grey's Anatomy season. I think it's coming. I mean, we got season 18 on Grey's on there now. So season 18 will not be coming on for a while, but I'm just looking here. Season 17's finished, so I imagine it's going to be pretty soon. I don't think it's, but it's obviously not going to be in January by the looks of it, but it will be coming pretty soon. TD said the UX, the user design being greater would be great. Yes, definitely. So Bob says, "Come on, Bob Chapek, you have a lot of money. Use it wisely." The thing is, with being, you've got to play it smart. You can't, it's like all of us. If you've got so much, you might have money in the bank, but you can't just go and spend it. You have to use it wisely. Joe says, "I wonder when Grownish season 4 is going to start." I can't understand why it's taking so long. So, Grownish season 4, the second batch, is starting up on Freeform at the end of January. So I don't know if what's happening is what we're getting the same problem that we always have here in the UK of whether they hold stuff back into a season's like complete or nearly complete, so we don't end up with like things starting and stopping. It is annoying that we didn't get season 4 when the US is, but the second part is coming soon. So I'm hoping that maybe in February we start seeing that coming in. Stephen says UK cinema needs a gap between seats to line. Yeah, I mean, I know when I went to cinema the other day that there's no social distancing right now. I mean, let's be honest. I think here in the UK the rules are changing so quickly. I could see a lot of things happening. I know, like a couple of our mods who are in the Netherlands, they're going into lockdown like this week. It's all kind of kicking back off again. Grant says Chan Can Dunk is going to be a new basketball movie. Yeah, that one should be pretty cool. So Aaron said, is the new Zorro series going to be live action or animated? It will be live action. Kwan said Disney needs less sequels and reboots and more original ideas. Definitely. I definitely agree with it. I much rather have original ideas and new content. I'm not so bothered about sequels. I'm quite happy with sequels, giving us something fresh, known characters, and I'm just not so keen on the reboots and like going back and doing stuff like that. The problem is, and I can definitely go by this with the stats that I see, when there's a reboot or a sequel, the engagement of people is so much higher because they know what it is. When you announce, I'll put up a video or an article or a post about something brand new that you've never heard of before, about a new book. Like they've just brought rights to a brand new book and they're turning it into a movie. Crickets. No one's paying any attention because I don't know what it is, so I'm not interested. And until it comes out or they see trailers, it doesn't really grab a lot of people's attention. But if I was to turn around and just pick some random movie or TV series and say something, most people will then have an instant connection to it, and it's very interesting how all that works with it all. Nikita said, I think Sony has a contract with Netflix. So yeah, I think it's stars at the minute in the US, but at the minute I've been watching all the Spider-Man movies on Netflix. Like Lady Jennifer Snow said, the other Spidey movies are on Peacock. So in every country they're in different places. Like even for me here in the UK, in November I started watching some of the Spider-Man movies and they were on Amazon Prime. And I actually got halfway through Spider-Man, and it flipped. The following day was the 1st of December. I went into Amazon, gone. It expired. So I had to go into Netflix and then speed forward to get to the point where I was on the Amazon one because it shifted. But Spider-Man 2 is not on there, but Spider-Man 1 and 3 is. So yeah, it's a nightmare in every place for it. As said, we need 101 Dalmatians reboot. I don't personally think we do. I mean, you've only just had 101 Dalmatian Street, and you've just had Cruella. I think we're pretty good on the 101 Dalmatians. Grant said, why did the live-action Cinderella movie get... So what basically happens with this is a movie, some of the old movies from Disney have still got some contracts in place. So what happened is it was on, I think it was on like Stars or somewhere, and it got released from its window. So Disney put it up because ultimately it's already built into the system because it's already available. in other countries, but they only had like 2 months before I had to go to somewhere. So I can see what they were doing of like, you know, this like Maleficent and stuff like, well, we've got it for 3 months. Shall we let our subscribers have access to it? It's already built into the system. It's there ready to go. We literally have to flip a switch and it will be available, and switch and take it off. So I understand why they do it. I just wish they were a little bit more forthcoming with it. So my VCR says, how long is pay one window? Usually it's around about 18 months. Sergio said, do you think Disney will reboot House of Mouse? Do you know what? It's funny because so many people have got a love of connection with that House of Mouse. So many people love it. The amount of people requesting it says to me that there would definitely be people that will be interested in that one. I mean, Jeanette said there, please, Mouse of House. Bad Dog Review said, since we're closing in on the end of 2021, what have been your top 3 star originals? Dope Sick, Only Murders in the Building. Vacation Friends. I really enjoyed that movie. That was a lot of fun. I was trying to think with the other shows. I mean, I was like enjoying The Why the Last Man, and they cancelled it, so I stopped watching that. I mean, Hellstrom Next, I never really got too far into it. Rebel, I kind of stopped. Once I knew they were cancelled, I just stopped coming off them. Solar Opposites would probably be in there as well. But Dope Sick and Only Murders in the Building. Amazing shows. Amazing shows. Nikita said Secret Service was a lot of fun, even though there was a few things that didn't make sense. Is that the Kingsman? Oh, yeah, here we go. So Nikita said, so Kingsman, The Golden Circle was on Disney Plus Canada a few months and wanted to watch it. But they removed it. Oh, I didn't realize it. They removed it. I'll have to have a look into that one. I'm looking forward to watching the third movie. It's not. I don't think I'm not going to bother going to cinema because I didn't see the last 2 in the cinema. But yeah, I enjoyed them. I only recently watched Golden Circle. I think it was on like Channel 4, so I watched that one. Okay, let's see here. So Ian Brett saying, can Disney stop with the country's exclusive so we can watch everything they have? The thing is with country exclusives is a lot of it is contracts. It's all about contracts. Generally in the United States, they signed up a lot more contracts than they did elsewhere. So generally internationally, things are a little bit easier. But the UK has contracts with Sky and Channel 4. In Australia, they have deals with Stan and with the different stations and stuff, Binge and stuff. So everywhere's got these different contracts. So that's why they can't do it so well. So that's really an issue. Okay, so let's bring up. So we got a super chat here from Caleb. Thank you very much for your support, and also thank you very much for being a YouTube channel member and for all of your support. So he went on to say that Hawkeye has been a pleasant surprise since I initially watched the show for Pizza Dog. I hope we get a Pizza Dog show one shot where Frank Welker narrates. I can't think of who he is. Yeah, it's funny because he's not in it as much as I thought he would be. But I mean, at some point, I'm imagining he's going to end up going back with Clint's family because that would make a lot more sense. It'd be much better with them than with Kate moving forward. But again, thank you so much for your support. I hope you guys are all enjoying Hawkeye. I've been really enjoying it, but I can't help but feel we're nowhere near. It feels like a finale this coming Friday. It doesn't feel like this Wednesday. It doesn't feel like we've had it around that thing. So. Yeah, thank you so much for your support. Have a fantastic holiday. Hope you all have it all. And yeah, so just really cool. Jen and John said, will Pixar make a Dory shorts? They could do. I mean, I know they did a couple of things last year with the short ones. To be honest, I'm quite kind of over Finding Nemo. I love them, but I didn't really think much of Finding Dory. Bad Dog Gamer said, Dope Sick is my favorite show of the year. It's honestly terrifying, and the performances are exceptional. It really is, isn't it? It is terrifying. It's so scary. It's such a scary show, but it's fantastic. T-Day said, is next coming back? I don't think so. I think that one's officially done. I don't think they're really bringing that one back. I think the trouble is as well with some of the shows that like Fox and stuff were making is a lot of them were already like in the pipeline before Disney brought them. So now that's been an issue. First he said, I think it got cancelled it got cancelled, I think, before like the first season even got going. So Quan said, why does Miss Marvel keep getting delayed? I read the comics and crossing my fingers. So there can be a number of reasons why this has been delayed. It could be special effects, it could be reshoots. You've got to also remember they've moved the Marvels movie back. They've pushed that one quite a bit further back, so they might not want so long between the movies kicking over. So that might be a reason why they've done that. And I'm going to be honest. I was saying this to James the other day. I actually feel like we had too many. I think with 5 series, including What If, I think that was too many. I think if we get the 3 next year and we don't get any other ones, I'm actually quite happy with that. With the movies as well, I feel like 5 series was a little bit too many. And also we're going to get like 4 Star Wars series next year, so there's a lot of stuff. So Butterfly, I think I can't quite see. Yeah, it's a Butterfly. Is the Desk of Zoe Washington going to air on the Disney Channel or Disney Plus? It was just announced. Yeah, so Disney branded television have started doing this with their announcements. They're being very unspecific about where things are going from. It's being made by them. I'm starting to look at whenever they make these announcements, especially for things that are a while away, it's because they don't actually know yet. Or more importantly, they are maybe thinking that maybe in like a year or two's time, it won't matter because they're both going to be the same or everything will be on Disney Plus. But they are being very unspecific whenever they're announcing their new shows and movies. So yeah, that's why. And also now you've kind of got to look at it like here in the UK and in Australia and other places, we don't have Disney Channel. So it doesn't really make any difference. Everything that the Disney Channel put out is a Disney Plus exclusive to us. Because it doesn't really, it just I wish it would be a little bit quicker. Lady Jennifer Snow said, do you have any idea when the I Am Groot show is going to be about? I think they're going to be very short, funny little things with Groot just doing silly little things. And I don't want to get my hopes up too much on this one. I think they're going to be about 2 to 3 minutes a piece. Very short, very quick. Yeah, that's for me. I think it's going to be a very short little thing. TD said, for streaming, supposedly great for children up to 4. There was surprisingly no great. I 100% agree with this on Disney Plus. I don't think there's enough content for teenagers. I've kept saying this. I felt this with like Doogie Kamealoha, MD. He had this like 16-year-old that is supposed to be like the perfect 16-year-old, and she didn't act like a 16-year-old. Love Victor is more like the proper 16. They're getting drunk and going to parties, and that feels so much different tone entirely. But yeah, there's not enough teenage stuff on Disney Plus. And he said, is Indiana Jones coming to Disney Plus? Will they change the Star Wars tab to Lucasfilm? I don't think they're going to change it because I don't think there's enough of it. They got to remember, Indiana Jones movies are actually distributed by Paramount. They're not distributed by Disney. It doesn't mean they can't share them if they do a deal. But when the new Indiana Jones movie comes out, they will get it eventually. Butterfly said, do you think Doogie Kamealoha is over? I do. I don't think it's coming back. I know the producers are moving on to something else. Yeah. TD said, we'll be getting more region-Pacific documentaries. I suspect so because they're cheap to make. And they need to fill out the quote a little bit more. Let's just check, see if we've got a few more questions from from what we're put in. Okay, so Two Big Rose said, could Disney do more time releases such as Disney Plus Day specials on Disney Plus or change their original release schedule to 6 a.m. in the US? Right. They've done this a few times with the specials where at like midnight things become available. They did it on Star Wars Day, and it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare because what happens, those in New Zealand and Australia are getting it nearly 12 hours before everybody else. So for spoilers, it's dreadful because you're watching things, and I had friends in like the Netherlands like telling me stuff about going, oh, Star Wars is up, or it's doing it at the same time everywhere is a lot easier, but also it does have problems. But yeah, I didn't like the Disney. It wasn't so bad on the Disney Plus days for things like Shang-Chi and Jungle Cruise because they were just movies and they've already been out. But if you have something going out at different times at different days, it really messes up. And then America's sometimes getting things 18, 19 hours after Australia. So that's not so good. As far as the release schedule for 6 a.m., 6 a.m. Pacific, 6 a.m. Eastern, the thing is with this thing about them doing it at the time they do it in the morning is they've probably picked the time when Disney Plus has got the least amount of people on it. Because at that point there, when they upload it, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning UK time, about 7 o'clock in the evening in Australia, and then you've got Asia and all the rest of it. So you've got all these servers. I know a lot of people kind of go, well, it's American, and that's like, you don't want to put up everything at a good time in the US because it could kill the service. So then you got to spread it out. So the time they're doing it I know on the West Coast, a lot of people like stay up because it comes on at like midnight. So that's how they do it. But yeah, 6 a.m. Eastern. I mean, it's a problem. No matter what time they put it up, there's a problem. But I expect there's a technical reason more so. Okay. So, Big Row also said, since DreamWorks Animation is ending their deal with Hulu and starting a new deal with Netflix, could you see more kids' content on Hulu? I don't think they're going to be focused on kids' content for Hulu. I don't think that's where they need to be. I think they've got enough coming in. Let's see what else here. We got some questions. Brandon said, how many X-Men movies are there on Disney Plus? Depends where you live. That's the thing. Like, for example, here in the UK, we've got, what have we got here? We have got one. So we haven't got X-Men. Why have we not got X-Men 2? I don't know why we've not got X-Men 2 in there. That seems a bit odd. I mean, whether or not it's just... Oh, the X2 was coming out. That's why. I think the only ones we've not got here in the UK yet are like New Mutants. But yeah, so it very much depends on where you are of how many movies you've got on there. Brendan said, how can I find Hasbro? Where shall I ask? I'm not quite sure. Oh, here we go. Brendan said, how come Netflix and Disney can team up for Nopa Power Rangers on Disney Plus? I know some of the shows that they have got access to, they had a no contract with, so that's why some of the stuff is still on the Disney Channel. But I don't believe, and like the Power Ranger movies were distributed by Disney or by 20th Century, that's why they're on there, but most of the stuff is with Hasbro. Big Rose said, since Star Premium is closing down in Latin America, could FX and Cine Channel close down? I'd suspect so. I think they're going to do it around the world. I think they're just slowly closing down the channels. Steve said, Disney confused us this week. The videos for 20 said Ice Age. Right. So what was happening with Ice Age is here in the UK and in Australia and also in Europe, we have got a different date to the US. When you actually go into Disney Plus, you're actually getting we've got the 25th of March as our release date. So that's why there's some confusion, because in America and Canada they're getting it on the 28th of January. We're getting it a lot later. So that's why there is some confusion about that one. Steve said the best thing that in 2021 was UK Star got lots of good shows. The bad shows, they closed down Fox, had to wait a long show for new home. 2022 big year with more tabs. Yeah, they definitely need to put more tabs, and the foreign language is its own tab. Bring back. I think they definitely just need to add a 20th Century Studios one. Steven said somewhere Eternals is going to have to pay for it. No, you don't. Eternals will be available on Disney Plus on the 12th of January. You don't have to pay for it. And I know it, and also then any news on Atlas. There's not been any news. It just got added to Australia this past week. A great movie. Really enjoyed that one. And then he also said, wish Roger and his family very best for Merry Christmas and New Year. Hopefully you'll get your YouTube button at the end of 2022. So again, yeah, thank you so much. Hope you have a great Christmas and a New Year as well. Hope you all get what you want. I'd love to get that button. I mean, we're still about 40,000 subscribers away, which I still can't believe I'm at, nearly 60,000 subscribers when I started this. I've been doing YouTube now for nearly, I think I started in 2013. So I've been doing this for about like 8 years or so. So it still feels incredible that, people are watching it and stuff. Okay, so let's jump into some of the live chat. So we're going to be on the live chat now for probably about 20 to 25 minutes. So if you've got questions, keep popping them in. Obviously, as well, you can use the super chat function to let me it just brings it to my attention much more. Ryan Lou said, is Free Guy coming to HBO Max? Yes, they're sharing it. They're sharing that one. Jane said, Hi, just want to wish you a Merry Christmas, Roger. Thanks for your great channel. Super excited that Big Sky is coming back, Jane. Thank you very much, Jane. I hope you have a really nice Christmas as well. It's yeah, can't wait, and thank you for just watching. It's great. And Big Sky, yes, Big Sky is coming back here in the UK on January the 5th. Really looking forward to the show. One of my highlights of 2021. I'm actually really excited because I think I think Disney have sent me the first episode or two to watch, so I'm going to watch them over Christmas. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. They said, when you think Disney as a corporation going to go forward, do you think streaming focused powerhouse or the classic image of Disney? I think they're going to do both, but they're going to become a streaming powerhouse. I love that word, power. Grant says, do you know when Zombie 3 comes out? I think it's February. Disney Channel's taking forever. They've announced, yeah, they don't tend to announce things too far in advance. They don't really need to. So they don't really need to. Ryan says, do you think the Hasbro studio could work with Disney Plus on the original? If Disney are willing to pay them to make it, they probably will do. Was it Fires? He said, we recently got Hulu's Catch 22 on Disney Plus Hotstar India, even though the show was made by Paramount Television, so I'm not sure what the reason is, but only India got that show. Again, this can be down to distribution rights of who's releasing it, and Disney might have brought it from Paramount for that region. Is Paramount got a platform in India? I'm not too sure. I don't think Paramount Plus is out yet. Mick says, would you like to see an MCU Marie Hill series? Definitely. I mean, she's great in How I Met Your Mother. I've also been recently watching her in was it Slumptown, which is actually technically a Star Disney Plus original because it's not been available anywhere. So I'm just going to go up a little bit here, see what else we've got in some of the questions. Sorry if I've missed any, but there's quite a lot. Grant says, do you think they're Just Beyond is over too? I don't know. I'm hoping enough people watched it. I thought that was a solid Halloween special. I really would hope that we get a lot more of that around that time. Maybe do the weekly drop rather than drop them all at once, because I think that. But I thought Just Beyond, it was a lot better than I was expecting. Some of the episodes were better than others, but yeah, no, I thought that was quite pretty good. Bad Dog says, I think Disney needs to add some more plus 14 shows like Modern Family and How I Met Your Mother. I don't know about How I Met Your Mother because it's a little bit more. I mean, I'm watching it, and like you say, it's only a TV for me at the minute. I'd like them to start like just pushing the boundary a little bit with some of the family shows like Modern Family, where you can say this is about a family, family friendly, and you can't show a show with about stuff that a family's dealing with. Just seems a bit odd. Kwan said, do you think that Loki season 2? When do you think season 2 Loki? I'm probably imagining 2023, maybe 2020. Yeah, probably 2023. I bet they'll film it this week. Grant said, I think they should announce that the Disney Channel original movies as DCOMs when they first get announced. It's not. They've really got to start, like, I think getting there, because what's happening at the minute, I think, like, Disney branded television are making it, and then the Disney Channel are then promoting it their way, but they don't want to. They're a different PR team to Disney, and we've kind of got a lot of all mixed messages stuff going all over the place. Grant says he's an advocate for the Disney Channel original movie. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I thought Christmas Again was really good. I thought that was a really good Christmas movie. If you've not watched it yet, go check it out. It's a really nice family friendly movie. It's a little bit cheesy. If you like things like Hallmark movies, give it a go. Even like Under Wraps wasn't too bad. I haven't got around to watching Spin yet, but definitely there. Let's see what else we've got here. So Grant TD said, do Disney Plus have or intended any suggestions board of chosen members where the users can input suggestions? So you do have the feedback function in Disney Plus. You can always use that there. So I always recommend using that. They'll get that information coming in through. Also, just being active on social media, just kind of. So they'll be looking at like what the data is. My VCR still works. Said, should Disney start digging into the BVS Entertainment Content Library? Who's BVS? Now I'm gonna have to have a look at that. Beavis and Butthead. Who have we got here? So BVS Entertainment. Oh, Sabin. Yeah, but they don't own it anymore. They sold all that content on, I believe. Let's have a look here. So BVS Entertainment, Buena Vista Studios, is currently a legal name for the company formerly known as Saban Entertainment, which holds all the Fox. Yeah, I mean, I believe as far as that goes, they're more likely going to be just pulling in whatever content they've legally can get. Rogue says, do you think Disney cares about the trending as much as Netflix does with its top 10 trending? I'm guessing they're looking at the data to see what people are watching. I think they're making decisions based on that data. So I do think the data is. I don't think necessarily the trending in the same way that we may be looking at it. Especially as well, the trending chart on Disney Plus really doesn't shift around very much. The only good thing is it can sometimes be a good barometer of like what an original's doing. Generally, because obviously I tend to every Sunday I do like a quick check to see what's in the trending, and often it is literally the same kind of things. I mean, The Simpsons doesn't move. I mean, here in the UK, Family Guy and Grey's Anatomy just continue to hold it. But you can also get a picture here for what happens when you get something that isn't doing very well. Like Foodtastic didn't even trend in the UK because there's just better shows on there than that. Grant says they did not air spin. The movie was at Indian people, so I don't see why Disney Channel India. Yeah, I don't know why that one didn't come on there. TD said, are you predicting any price hikes? I always go with the assumption of yes. I would imagine there should be a price rise every single year. The trouble is they did it really weird last time they did it. I would imagine the US got one in March last year, so I could see them doing it then. They might hold off and do it like in November and kind of push it back a little bit. But it's been nearly a year of this price. They might want to keep it as it is, especially with the issues they're having on there. And they're going to have to. The price will go up eventually. TD said better collections, more specific collections, and better algorithm. It would be nice. The algorithm's a bit of a one that they would have to spend some money on some, and I don't think there's much of an algorithm. I don't think there's much of an algorithm at all. Like, what have you watched? And here's some things like it, and they don't seem to be generated at all like YouTube or Netflix. They definitely need more collections. They don't seem to be really utilizing that section at all. But I think they need just more branding, move things around a little bit, make it a little bit obvious. Grant said, what was your favorite Disney Channel original movie? I haven't seen Spin, so I can't include that one. I'd say Christmas Again. That was a special one. They premiered on Disney Plus here the day it came out, and yeah, I think that was to do with Spin. Right, Ryan, you keep asking about Free Guy. It is coming to HBO Max. Yep, you don't have to worry about that one. Let's have a look here. So, Kwan said, will Star have a separate banner for FX, ABC, and others? It's hard to find content. Yeah, this is definitely, I feel, something that they're going to have to do, and it would make sense for them. I think now that we're like nearly a year into Star, we understand it more. We understand the difference. So I think we're going to end up with this section here opening up to, because I mean, if you look here, I mean, it is just an absolute hodgepodge of stuff. There's no like function of you can't move anything. Okay, so they brand it down into different stuff, but there's so much in here. I mean, my guess at the minute is I think we are at I think we're about like 18, 19, coming up to nearly to 2,000 titles here in the UK, and I would probably say the majority of them are Disney Plus. The majority of them are Star. And it's just becoming a hodgepodge of stuff. So if we could move out some of this stuff a little bit, I think especially if they start adding in like Hotstar content, get the FX stuff out, give that a little bit more room to breathe. Maybe pull out the 20th Century and just use Star as like the hodgepodge for stuff that they don't own, or I don't know. It just you maybe use it for Touchstone stuff, that kind of thing. They could like Informer. That could stay in Star because it doesn't fit under any other brand, so it makes sense. Maybe even keep. I don't know necessarily about ABC. Maybe keep that as it is under Star for a minute. But yeah, I definitely think we need a little bit more branding on that one. Okay, so we've done that one. Jeanette says we need a Doctor Strange cartoon on Disney Plus. Yeah, I mean I I think right now they're definitely looking at cartoons kind of much more generically about like everything, really. Too Big Rose said, could The Shield or Fargo come to Star since it's distributed by Sony Television? It depends who they've sold it to, because Sony will basically sell it to whoever pays the most. So if Disney are willing to pay for it, it could go there if they would do it. Will Nickelodeon shows appeared on Disney Plus? If Disney have, I don't know if is this appeared a show, or do you just mean paired? I don't quite understand that one. So I wouldn't definitely say that one. As I said, Roger, are you excited about the Lion 2 Simba's Pride live action? No. I know they are making a live action version of the Lion King 2. I'm honestly not bothered about it at all. I wouldn't do it. I thought that version was okay. Did we need it? No. It was an animated movie. Did we need it? I wasn't that blown away with it. I know it made a lot of money, but yeah. So Aaron says Stumptown was on Alibi. See, I never watched Alibi. I know in Australia it was a Star original, but yeah, that might be why it's not been classed as a Star original then. Mick said, any word on NCIS and NCIS Hawaii coming? And they've only said early 2022. They've not set a date for the UK side of when that's coming in. Butterfly added, did you like Flora and Ulysses? It was so underrated. It was a lot of fun. It was a nice, fun family movie. I'd definitely recommend people to watch it. It was just, I think it's such a weird time for when it came out. John said, is Paramount Class coming to the UK? Is Paramount Class? I don't know. Is that Paramount Plus? Paramount Plus is coming at some point. I don't know about Class. Don't know that one. Brendan said, where are you? Please answer this question. Last question, is Spider-Man heading to Disney Plus? No. Only in the US for a limited time. It won't be coming in. Jeffrey said, do you see History Channel coming to Disney Plus because Disney Channel owns 50%? They might do eventually with some of this content. I think they had to sell it off in the UK now. I think they had to sell off the European side. I'm not sure. It's owned by A&E. I thought they had to sell a little bit off of it. I think maybe I'm getting that mixed up with something else. But what tended to happen is Disney actually licensed a lot of content from over to Discovery Plus for that basically just to make more money. Because obviously, I think when they agreed to it, they didn't really know what they were going to do with Star. I don't think as much. Steven said he's looking forward to the second part of The Walking Dead in February. Me too. Really kind of weird because I binged through like 11, 10 seasons. I kind of got used to watching it. It was really funny today, actually. My wife put on Love Actually on Netflix and I was watching it while I was building some Lego. And I looked up and I hadn't realized, but the guy that plays Rick in The Walking Dead was in Love Actually. And I'm thinking, I don't know, there's probably that many people probably like me where you're looking like, oh, that's the guy from Walking Dead, rather than the guy, but everybody else probably watching The Walking Dead going, oh, that's the guy from Love Actually. But yeah, nevertheless. Ian said, I heard that Warner Brothers is selling some of their properties. Will Disney buy them? They will probably be looking for stuff to buy if they're selling it off. Warner are going to be obviously merging stuff in. They are also making shows and stuff for Disney anyway. They're making like the new Goonies show. So here we go. Fuzzy said CBS is a joint venture with Network 18 India, so all the Paramount content goes to Viacom, called Voot. So Catch 22 was a shocker. Maybe it was something they did a while ago. That was why that one came in. Tina, does Disney contact you and know of your superb work? Yeah, I get lots of emails. I'm in regular contact with different press teams and stuff. So yes, no, they are aware of me. They are definitely aware of me. Brandon said, I heard from other YouTubers, like you said, that Power Rangers and the Mighty Morphin. Yeah, the actual the movies are, some of them are on. I know. I'm pretty sure in some countries. I don't know if they're here actually. Power No, I think in some countries, like either Canada or Australia, there is actually some of the Power Ranger movies are on there because they've got the rights to it. Too Big Rose said, I think King of the Hill should come to Disney Plus in Mexico since it was rated as 0+ and considered a preschool show in Mexico. King of the Hill is preschool. I think by the looks of it, I know in the US they've just signed a deal to give it to another channel. The fact that it's not on anywhere does seem a little bit odd for me for that one. Let's see what we go. Maxine said, will Intertwine be renewed for a second season? I don't know. Depends on how well the viewership has. I'm hoping it will do. I'm hoping more people will watch it. It was nice to have a original go out globally. That was really good to see that kind of thing happening. Too Big Row, I think when Bob's movie comes out to Disney Plus, I think it'll be an opportunity to share Bob's Burger Show between Hulu and Disney Plus. Do you know what? I've never watched an episode. I need to watch a couple episodes. See, especially since I kind of ran I flipped burgers for 20 years. But that's probably why I didn't bother watching it, because I don't want to watch them running a burger place. That's what I do. Yeah, so they probably would do. I think it depends on how they view Bob's Burgers. They sell most of the content. Yeah, I think that was right with Sabin. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. Some of the other questions. Donnie said, he said hello to Disney Guy 96. Maybe next year there's going to be any more. There's no Star Wars films out this year. In 2022. I think the next one was originally scheduled to be Rogue Squadron at the end of 2023. That might still happen. I mean, I know she's back on board, Patty Jenkins. The good thing is for us guys, we have got obviously Book of Boba Fett coming up at the end in just over a week and a half. We're going to be getting the Book of Boba Fett, so that'll be great, and that'll be running right through till February. We're then getting Andor, which is a 12-episode series. We're also getting Obi-Wan Kenobi series. We're also getting Bad Batch, and according to the Hollywood Reporter, we're still looking at Mandalorian season 3. It might start like Book of Boba Fett, might kind of technically sneak in at the end. So I think 3 or 4 series. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty cool. TD said, is British Sign Language or American Sign Language ever going to be added? I don't know if they will actually add in. Does any other streaming service have that? I know there was. There's someone that's done a plugin on, so you can watch it on Google Chrome, and you can actually like watch some of the movies with them, like Frozen, and they keep adding stuff in, and you can support them on like Patreon. So look into it. There is actually a little plugin that you can get British Sign Language, or I think it's American Sign Language. You can watch on there with that in. It's funny because I mean, you would imagine the thing is then I would imagine it would have to either be a prop up to get somebody in the corner doing it, and would they then have to do them in different languages? I mean, that might be a tricky thing of the technical side of things. I mean, I'd love to know of other streaming services. Do they use American Sign Language? Do they have it in there? I know here in the UK, we obviously, we have like BBC and stuff, and they show it in the morning, in the middle of the night with it. And he said like subtitles aren't suitable for everyone. So it would be pretty cool. I know I've been watching Strictly Come Dancing, and they've the winner, she ended up, she was doing sign language and stuff, and I thought that was great of her doing it and all the rest of it. And my some of my family members use it because of problems with hearing, so it's definitely something it would be nice to see them do a bit more of it on. My VCR still works. Says, Roger, should they recast World Wonder Forever because of the problems they're having right now? I don't necessarily think they should recast. I know they're having, I think, some with I can't completely get on her name. I'm going to be honest, and I know it might not be a popular decision, but I think they actually should have recast for Black Panther anyway. I think they should have put this movie, the second one, put it on hold, push it back 5 years down the line. I mean, I do think they should have just pushed it down the line like 5 years and then recast it. Chadwick Boseman, amazing performance, fantastic as Black Panther, but this character is too important for to be just put on the shelf and just put somebody else. Look at Spider-Man, look at Batman, look at Superman. We've had lots of different actors play the part. I think the MCU has kind of got us into this idea that you can only have one person play it. You can, I don't think they should have done it. I definitely don't think they should have done it for this movie. but I do think in the long term they should have done that. I think they're going to end up doing it where they're going to bring in another character from a multiverse or a variant or something and get around it that way round. Okay, so we got about 5 more minutes left, okay, because I can feel my voice going. Ian said, is Disney and Hulu linked to each other? So obviously, they aren't. They are both run by the same company. I think Disney streaming services run them both. Obviously, Disney own 66% of Hulu, and they're technically running it right now, but I don't think they're necessarily linked to each other. Daniel says Disney Plus has gone up a lot in price recently. Cancelled my subscription. Well, it hasn't gone up since. I mean, the price went. They announced the price in February was going up here in the UK because of they went. They added Star. I mean, as far as like cancelling, personally for me, I watch so much stuff on Disney Plus. It's the one I mainly keep. But the good thing is with Disney Plus, jump in and jump out. I mean, obviously you got Hawkeye, you got Star Wars, you got lots of stuff to keep you going in. But yeah, prices are going to go up across everyone. Ryan said, when will the Mandalorian season 3 come out? My guess will be the last possible date of 2022. Can't wait to see the book of Boba Fett in 10. I know it's getting so close. I think we've been so hyped for like Spider-Man, and then it's done, and then it's like, okay, we got Hawkeye this week, and then next week we're gonna have Book of Boba Fett. Going to be great. Let's see what else we got. Jeanette says we need a Darkwing Duck movie reboot. I'd just be happy with a new series. That's kind of what I wouldn't be too bad with. Fassi said, do you think that Disney will ever merge Disney Plus and Disney Plus Hotstar, since they're both 2 streaming services, even though they're pretty much similar content? I don't think. I think the Disney Plus technically, really, you don't really need to merge them because they're the same anyway. I think the reason why Disney Plus Hotstar is technically so different in like India and stuff is because of the live sport, and that would be I think the live sport and how they would integrate everything, because what I think it is, if they have the same app available everywhere, you've got the live TV, all the bits and pieces in it. So that's why I think they haven't done the merger of the full thing. Maybe when they've added in live sports for everyone, they'll do that. But I think that's my guess of why Disney Plus Hotstar is its own separate app. Ian said, what platform would have Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Disney's got this. It's on Disney Plus. I know because I watched it. My VCS said Disney Plus has only done one price hike as Netflix. I mean, you're going to get them every single year. As I said, we need to do these live streams every day in 20. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did actually think about whether or not doing the news show that I do every day live. But as far as like doing like the amount of time, I mean, today this was the kind of a thing really for Christmas. I thought it would be a nice thing, just see how it goes. A bit of an experiment as well, actually. John said even Chadwick Boseman's brother said they should have recast it, while Ian said they should have passed them out. See, the problem is they've got this problem now with Suri. She's kind of keeps digging a hole for herself, so that's causing a little bit of a problem. RRK65, will you ever do a podcast with a guest host? Well, I have done some. I mean, we did one with Casey from What's on Netflix. We've done some with Mo from The Streamer. Me and Josh, we've done a few episodes together, and we're literally just trying to line up this week to do a special episode as well. But as far as doing, I tend to not do a huge amount of guests, because obviously me and James have been doing ours together. It's scheduling. A lot of it is scheduling. We've kind of got into our little routine doing it, and it works. But I have done some with guest hosts. If James can't do it, the other problem as well is normally I would do them when he would go on, if he was on vacation or if I was on vacation. So what would happen is I would do that, but obviously the last 2 years we've not been going anywhere. So that's definitely a thing. But yeah, again, thank you so much for your super chat. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for your support. And again, just have a great Christmas. I hope that one's cool. Ryu said, do you think Disney Infinity will come back? I wish it would, but I'd rather it come back without the toys, just digital. Right. Yeah. See, Fussy said, Siri actress is an anti-vaxxer. Disney would. I think it's not just that. I mean, she just generally seems to be getting into issues online all the time, which is a shame. It is a shame. Sean said, do you think we can expect more Disney Plus streaming announcements at the end of the D? I think at the D23 Expo event, we'll be having there'll be like a presentation, and there'll be a movie presentation. I hope so. I am planning on going. I mean, I've got my flights ticket. I've got my flights booked. I've got my hotel booked. So I'm trying to get my tickets next month when they go on. So as long as we can still do stuff, my plan is to go to D23 next year. So I've we're ready to roll. Quan said, have you heard Weekend Family is a French? Yeah, so I have heard about it. I saw the trailer and also things. As far as I know, Ian, you said I've skipped quite a few questions because there's that many of them. Let's see here. What else have we got? Right, so we're gonna be coming to an end in a couple of minutes. Let's see if I can find any other questions. Brendan said, is Disney ever going to do a Beauty and the Beast sequel, Enchanted Christmas, or SpongeBob wouldn't be on Disney Plus because they don't own it. Do they need a Beauty and the Beast sequel? I thought the first one was fine enough. Let's see what else we've got here. Brendan said, hello, Darth Vader series. Well, Vader's going to be in Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I think he's going to be in Ahsoka at some point. Donnie said, here in the States, the 1997 20 animation Anastasia. Yes, Anastasia's already on there. Let's see. We've got any more last questions before we head off? Fuzzy said, do you get a chance to look at the trailer for Ossikind? It's a French TV show star. I think, yes, I have seen it. Yes, so it's definitely... I have seen the trailer. It looks pretty cool. I mean, I'm. It's kind of. I think because I studied French at high school, I generally find French stuff a little bit easier to kind of. I mean, I can it makes a lot more sense. But Donnie said, "Thank you very much, Roger. Till we meet again, wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Happy Boxing Day, and I wish you a joyous Kwanzaa and a Happy New Year." Yeah. Again, thank you very much. Yeah, so that next week there won't be a live stream because of Boxing Day. So here in the UK, in I think Canada and Australia and stuff, we do it as well. We have Boxing Day, which is a day after Christmas Day, where it's extended part of Christmas. So we've got to have like a 4-day Christmas weekend because of the bank holidays and stuff. So I know Americans don't have Boxing Day, but that's why there's not one next week. So that's why there isn't. Ian Brown said, your channel is awesome. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, and a Merry Christmas to you. But I mean, and by Donnie said to everyone, yeah, totally right. Okay. Grant said, is Emilio Estevez still cut for Mighty Ducks season 2? He's not really an anti-vaxxer. He wouldn't get vaccinated, or he wouldn't provide it. So he does look like he's done. Fossey said, Merry Christmas and see you on the next live show. Yeah, so the plan is it will be the 2nd of January will be the next live show. And Stuart says, have a nice Christmas. And yeah, again, thank you so much to everyone that's been a YouTube channel member. Thank you very much to all of you patrons. Thank you to everyone that's put in the super chats. Your support really does mean a lot. Again, thank you to everyone that's done that. Thank you to everyone that's joined in live. It's been pretty nice just jumping in and seeing everyone and just kind of finishing off with this last one. So again, thank you to everyone for, a great one. Have a great Christmas. Liam, also Bad Dog Reviews, also Stacy, My VC or So Works. Yeah, and just very Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope you all have a great one. Hope you get all the presents you want. Plenty of Disney Plus. And I shall see you guys soon. Laters.